Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hello everybody and welcome to Tipsy Tuesday. I'm Gudrun and with me in the studio as every day is Mr. HP running the show. Thank you for all for being here. Watching us on YouTube or Facebook, hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't done so yet, like our page if you prefer to watch on Facebook, because we've got shows oozing with possibilities and exciting tutorials and projects. So stick around, everybody. We love some thumbs up and hearts and things, don't we, too? Oozing. We are here in a stormy Florida weather. We just had a tornado warning pass through, sirens and everything. So luckily, it passed through before the show. So we are good. Hopefully, we'll stay. Don't lose electricity or anything, but knock on wood. But we have a packed show for you today. We, of course, encourage you to comment throughout the show, and then in the end, we have a giveaway question so you can have a chance to win a $25 gift card. But on today's show, we're kicking off a brand new monthly project that is going to help you use up some scraps if you want to participate, and I'm going to be teaching you practicing stripologizing traditional pieced blocks. So stick around and check out that. I got some updates on my temperature quilt. And of course, I'll be showing you some great new fabrics. Lots of good stuff. Let's start by announcing our winner from last week. I asked you what will be your first finish in 2024. And the winner is Mr. HP. You got it? Jenny Crossley. Congratulations, Jenny. Her first finish is going to be Haldora from the sew-along that probably did with Nancy and Kara on their show. So congratulations. Jenny, just send us an email to help@gequiltdesigns.com and we'll get you that gift card right away. So I hope you're having a good start of the year. It's been an interesting and busy start of the year for us, but fun and lots of things coming up. So it's going to be a whirlwind these first few months of the new year, but we're excited. Lots of opportunities to meet people. But I always want to keep educating and playing with you guys on the shows. So I thought I would come up with something we could do monthly, something that would be small and easy to kind of hang around. If you wanted to try it out, you could. If not, no big deal. So I have came up with a little block of the month that I'm calling the Stripologized block of the month. And what that is, we're going to do this always once a month on as my tip of the day. It is going to be always on the second Tipsy Tuesday of the month. That's the plan. So what, in essence, this is, we are going to take a traditional block that is pieced traditionally. We are going to apply our techniques that we have in our Master Your Stripology Rulers book and stripologize the block. That is, use the G-Easy methods to make all those basic units like half square triangles, quarter square triangles, flying geese, and all those things. Little shortcuts that I'm going to teach you how to do that. So let's watch the video for the first block, and then I can answer all of your questions afterwards. Welcome to the Stripologized block of the month, where we take a traditionally pieced quilt block, stripologize it using our Stripology rulers, and master your Stripology Rulers book. Now, what does that mean? This project is really going to help you master the skills and techniques found in the book. You can break down a block, find the easier and faster ways to do things, and of course, making things a lot more accurate. So for this first block and how you're going to find your instructions, there is a printable PDF found on our website where you can have the line drawing of a block and then different size options for a 12-inch block, 9-inch block, and a 6-inch block. Now what you need for this project is, of course, the free printable PDF, the Master Your Stripology Rulers book, and of course, the Stripology Rulers. You can either use the XL ruler, or the squared, and I'll be using both mini rulers. Now another helpful tool is going to be our G-Easy ruler stickers. So let's get started with this first block. Now I have a 12-inch block here, so let's take a look at our sizes. You can play with coloring however you want, but so we're just going to look at the basic units. And first off, we're seeing that this block breaks down into 4 flying geese, and then the center is a quarter square triangle, and then we have the corner squares. So I have the units broken down here on the sheet, telling us how many of each unit we will need. So if you want to follow along and sew along, you can choose to do either of the 3 sizes of the blocks, and this will give you the finished sizes of each unit. Remember, finished sizes, that is not with our seam allowance included. And I did that because in our book, things are listed by finished sizes. So I'm going to show you how I work with a 12-inch block. So we're starting with this one, and we're starting with our flying geese. So we go right into our book and find our flying geese technique on page 18, and then the charts start on page 19, depending on what ruler you're going to be using to trim. But this will tell you exactly the sizes of pieces that you're going to want to cut to make the flying geese with the G-Easy flying geese method. So I'll be using my mini ruler to trim mine, that is the largest size you can trim with a mini ruler. So my large square, you will notice that our fabrics here, fabric B is actually the background here. And then fabric A, which is normally the background for flying geese, is actually the dark. So for fabric A, my background or my square needs to be 9 inches. So that is whatever color you're going to put in your flying geese or your start points. So I have cut my 9-inch square for that one. And then for whatever fabric you want to be on the outside, that you need a 7.5-inch square. So I have those 2 cut here. So this is ready to make my 4 flying geese. Of course, with our technique, you make 4 at a time. And as listed here on the sheet, we need 4 flying geese. So that is for the 3 to make 3 by 6-inch finished flying geese. So that is first step. Second step is looking at our quarter square triangle. So we need one of them that finishes at 6 inches. So the conversion chart is going to be found here on page 10. Now, when we use the Stripology version or technique for making quarter square triangles, we're always going to be making 2 of them. And I don't really care if I make 2, I'll set one aside and make another block later with it. But for the 6-inch finished, for quarter square triangles, we want to start with 2 squares that are 1.5 inches larger than a finished size. So that means my squares that are going to finish at 6 are going to need to be cut at 7.5 inches. So I have found 2 fabrics that I want to use for my quarter square triangle in the middle and cut them each one at 7.5 inches. And they are ready to be played with using the technique described here to make 2 quarter square triangle blocks. So then the last step of the book, of course, is our corner squares. So just a square. We have those here in the corners. we need 4, and they need for the 12-inch block to be 3 inches finished, which means I'm going to have to cut them at 3.5 inches so that I can sew them in. So I have 4 3.5-inch squares to finish my block. Now I'm going to assemble the units first, of course, starting with my geese and my 1/4 square triangle unit. And then I'm going to assemble this block in 3 rows. I like to press away from the center in the middle, or towards the center in the middle, and away on the outsides so that everything will nest together once I finish my block. So I hope you are excited about this. I know that I've gotten so many questions about taking regularly pieced blocks and how you can easily transform them or stripologize them. And I know the concept seems really easy to some to just do that, but others, as I've learned as I teach classes, you need more of a visual and to practice it. So I thought this would be really fun and easy to do. Just 1 block a month, doesn't take long. You can do them in that big size 12-inch finished or smaller, 9 or a 6-inch. So it's perfect to use up scraps. As you can see, I am using up all of my scraps from the Root fabric line by eBond. Absolutely loved it. I made 2 quilts already, and I can just not, part with those leftovers. So I am going to make all my blocks, well, the second version out of the Root. So perfect to use some scraps, or of course, if you are a subscriber to our Color Club, I'm using some Color Club fabrics in my other version. So it's just going to be fun, and you learn a step, 1 block at a time a month. So please join us. But I see we have some questions. Do we have to have the book? Yes, all of the techniques are going to be in the book. As you saw, I'm not going to take you through with the actual sewing or anything or trimming, because that's all in the book with the QR codes to take you directly to all of those videos. You will need those charts to be able to, do the conversions for the size. And where to find this PDF, you go to our website, and at the top, one of the options says bonus charts and templates. Click on that. There's also a link in the description of the video down below. You can click on that, and it's going to be right at the top. It'll be block 1, and you'll be able to print that little sheet, play with the colors, depending on what fabrics you want to use or you have around, and then you have all the different sizes. Just remember, it's finished sizes. That means after it's sewn in, as I explained. Any more questions from folks? Mr. HP? Will all the blocks be the same finished sizes? So you choose whatever finished size you want to do. Yes, ideally, if you're going to do the first block at 12 inches, you do them all that way. If you want to make a quilt out of it, that just makes it a lot easier. But you can choose whatever size. I mean, if you make 6-inch blocks, then you have 12 6-inch block, perfect for a runner or a small quilt. If you want to make bigger, it's great. And these are perfect to just practice. Don't use your scraps, use some fabrics that maybe have been around for a while, and we can all donate the quilt at the end of the year or early next year. Will the block fact sheet be available? Yeah, it's already available, so you can go get that first one, but we're only releasing one at a time, so wait for February 2nd, second Tuesday of February for the second block. If you want to make a quilt at the end, what might a background yardage be? I would say you're safe if you want to have always the same background. Now, some of the blocks will have less, some of them will have a little bit more. I would say you're safe with probably 1.5 yards or 2 yards, definitely. Then you have the option of doing maybe some floating yardage and stuff. So we'll have some setting options as well in the end, but But this is just consider it just great practice in looking at quilt blocks, breaking them down, and stripologizing. How big of blocks do you need for a queen size quilt? So, I mean, the bigger the blocks, the faster the quilt is going to grow. But 12 blocks, even if they're 12 inches, are probably not going to be enough for a queen size. So I would say maybe make 2 of each block to start with. Something like that. You can always go back and make more to make a bigger quilt. Would you explain the finished size again? Yes, so I have my blocks here. So as you can see here, these blocks will finish at 12.5 inches. And that means finished is when it's sewn in, because now you'll see I have a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around it because this has not been sewn to the next one and sewn in. So when it's finished inside the quilt, it measures 12 inches. Right now, it's 12.5 because I have my seam allowances added. So we have the size options here for the 12 inch, for the 9 inch, and for the 6 inch. So it's the same process for all of them, using the book, using the resources, and just if you need to make a 4.5 inch finished 1/4 square triangle, the conversion is you start with squares that are 1.5 inches larger. So that means that you would start with 6 inch. Instead of 7.5 for this size, here would be 4.5 for the 6 inch block. So it just all depends on the size that you end up with. All right, any more questions? Who's going to join me for this fun little project throughout the year? Me. Are you, Mr. HB?
Yeah.
What is the background fabric in the root block? So I am using different backgrounds because I am treating this as a true scrap buster. I don't have a big stash here in Studio B. So I have a couple of drawers that I've been throwing some leftovers in, and I have a scrap bin. So I'm pulling stuff out of my scrap bins. But the one that I used for this particular block is a terrain. And I don't remember the color name. I think maybe Luna. It was a part of our mushroom color club. So it's Terrain by Wyndham Mushroom. But I'm using this one for a couple of blocks and then some other more colorful backgrounds for the other one. So this version of the quilt or of the blocks will be a little more modern and wild. And then this one will be a little bit more traditional. This is just a grunge that I used here and a mix of things that I'm playing with. Some Marsha Dursey, I have some Tim Holtz, and then some Deco Stitch from our gallery. Just some fun, grab whatever you got, play with it. It's just going to be a fun practice. We have to practice these things to master them. So it's okay to just make a block and not have a plan, right? I think it's okay. We just need to have permission to practice. Just like to master anything, we got to practice. All right. Any more questions?
Not really.
Somebody asked about rulers. So you can, if you have to have the mini ruler, if you have the squared or the XL, you can of course do all the smaller things with those rulers. No problem. You don't have to have the mini. But if you're going to do some of the smaller blocks, I probably would do, have the mini. It's really, really nice when you're doing a lot of things. And Kathy's absolutely right. If you can mix and match sizes of blocks in a quilt, especially 12-inch block, 2 6-inch are going to be the same size. So 4 6-inch blocks are going to be the same size as a 12-inch block, and so it's really fun to play with. All right. Love it, love it. Practice makes perfect. Jennifer loves the idea of stripologizing everything. Yes, I will try my best to stripologize most things. I don't know about cooking or laundry, but anything in quilting, most things at least. Terrain Luna is the right name for the fabric. Thank you. Okay. That is good. If we don't have any more questions, I'm excited for you all to join me in this project.
Block release.
When is it released?
Yeah.
Always on the second Tipsy Tuesday. We'll do it live as my tip of the day on a Tipsy Tuesday show. and you'll be able to print the printable, you know, right then on those days when the show airs. So, all right, let's move on to our temperature quilt project. I am so excited about this. I don't know if you haven't been following along, we're doing this temperature quilt project here at G Designs. Now, most of the communication is going to be on Nancy and Kara's show. They are both going to be doing their version of the temperature quilt. I am doing a few. I can't just do one, but I'm doing an experiment. So I am making a temperature quilt, and this is, of course, all made with the G Easy Flying Geese. So we're practicing our flying geese also all year. And I am making one quilt with temperatures in Minneapolis from 1964, which is Mr. HP's birth year, because this year he's turning the big 60, big double 30, triple 20, however you want to call it. And I'm going to make another quilt with the temperatures this year so we can compare. And I'm already geeking over this so hard because the temperatures in Minnesota have been really nutty for January. And I know a lot of Minnesotans are kind of disappointed, including my son that would like some snow. And Nancy is not happy about this because she can't use her pretty, really cold temperature fabrics yet. So I went ahead, you know, I had a show, if you didn't watch the show on December 26th, I showed you kind of my technique because I'm recording both the highs and the lows. And so I already did my January from 1964. So I'm going to show you here on the overhead. So this is my 1964 January. I'm going to have it at an angle to show you. And actually, when I was looking at the temperatures for January, they were pretty warm. Now, these greens on my chart, like here is my color planner. So the greens are kind of in the the 20s and 30s. That's those temperatures.
I remember that.
That year when you were born?
Yeah.
You weren't born yet.
Oh.
You were born in September. Anyways, so I have some cooler ones for like the negatives. And actually that does happen later in January 1964. However, let's take a look. I just had to make the first 8 days of this year. So I'm using the same fabric so we can really play with this. Now, if a flying geese is upside down, that means there's precipitation that day. So snow, most likely. So let's take a look at this year and compare them. I just think that this is hilarious. So we have really, first of all, really boring. It was 2 different colors for the lows. My lows are the background, and then only 4 different colors for the highs. So yeah, this is not really, so this kind of started similarly, but the difference is this year, it is pretty much staying in these same temperatures, right?
I remember that.
You remember that from this year? Yeah. Well, that's good that you still remember this year. So this is 1964, 2024. Pretty boring so far. What is happening to our planet?
Oh boy.
I know. So we will see if this trend continues, and we have no blue in January. I mean, look at this. This is all blue and all the kinds of things. So we will see. But this is making me so excited about this project. And I am already on to March for my 1964. I got to work ahead because we got a lot going on, and I got to keep up with my other ones. So I have finished March and February, and I was just planning out, no, I finished January and February for 64, and then I was looking at March. And I swear the temperature, it's so much fun doing those past years because the temperature fluctuation is wild by day, up and down, up and down. And so it keeps you on your toes. But so far this year, Not really that much.
Boring.
Boring. Just because of our temperature quilts, we need some fun in the temperatures.
Jeez.
But those of you that are playing along with us, I can't wait to see how your projects turn out. So make sure you watch Nancy and Kara's show this coming. It's going to be this week. It's not going to be on the third Thursday because we're heading off to Road to California next week. So we have Perfect Pair. The first of the year will be this week, this Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So they are kicking off their temperature projects. And yeah, it'll be fun. But yeah, we'll see. I'm going to give you updates throughout the year how we're doing with the two different years. Now, I'm going to do a Florida one as well in totally different colors. But I haven't started that one. We'll see. That's for this year. So I recommend collecting some data. It's not really beneficial to do just 8 days. It was easy because it was literally, I had 2 different colors for my backgrounds. And for the lows, so it really was pretty repetitive, but it's really fun. Okay, any questions on the temperature quilts? Melinda's doing 1965 in South Dakota, and she's saying the swings are really, really, really all over the place, which makes sense. Okay,
What site did you use?
Mike Flankies, both are they're finishing at 2x4.
What site?
Oh, what site? I went to weather.gov, and you just go up on the top and click on past weather. And that's perfect for me because I'm pulling data from a big city. If you live more rural, you might want to go to AccuWeather, or there is a website called Wonderground. I mentioned all those websites last week. So you can check all those out. I think I mentioned that on Friday. But they will definitely be talking about more options to look up your weather. AccuWeather is good for other parts of the world. And then you might have just a local station that has that data, especially for current this year's. They might not be able to go far back as weather.gov. But that was great. Barb is asking me if there are consecutive days of precipitation, do you just continue the downward geese? Yes, so the arrow is pointing down if there's precipitation, whether that was snow or rain. So, yeah, but saying be careful what you wish for. If it doesn't change, I'm going to need more of those green fabrics. Yeah, I'm going to secure myself another set of bundles, that's for sure. But I think it's just fun. If for a geek like me to do something like that, I just love it. So I'll be motivated. Keep me motivated, everybody. But we have more to talk about today. I wanted to quickly mention our virtual retreat. Sign up is going really, really well. And so that takes place in March for those of you that haven't been following along with us. Virtual retreat is a 3-day event, all taking place on Zoom, but of course there is a physical element to it because we send you a retreat box with all your fabrics and a lot of other goodies and things that we're gonna eat and play with during the retreat. So we have 12 options for different fabrics, and here are the 2 quilts that I'll be teaching, plus a little mystery table runner as well, which you'll find out when the retreat starts. This is Billy, and these are some of the color options or the fabric options that we have that you can choose from for your kits. And then this is Winnie, so you'll be making both quilts from the same half-yard bundle, but adding that background to the Winnie quilts will be amazing. Now, I'll be making at least 2 more of each, so I love both of these patterns, and I can't wait to share them with our retreaters. Now, what I wanted to remind you of, if you have or know of somebody that would really be a great person to nominate for our scholarships. We're offering 2 full scholarships to our retreat, and so we're looking for nominations for those spots, and we'll be announcing the recipients in February, but we just want you to nominate great people, deserving people, maybe folks that have been going through some things, newer quilters, younger, whatever age, just nominate, and we love to help out. So hand those in. You can nominate through our email, help@GEquiltDesigns. Send your nominations via email. Make sure you have your name and contact information alongside it.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and it's really fun when we do the retreats to have those recipients be a part of it and become a part of the whole community. I just love that. Now we are off to Road to California next week. Road to California is a large retail quilt show taking place in Ontario, California, always the week of Martin Luther King Day, so the MLK week. I will be teaching, actually, Master Your Stripology Rulers class on Monday and Tuesday. Now my classes are sold out, but I think there's a wait list. But I am doing also a lecture on Wednesday night in the big ballroom. So if you're coming to Road to California, please come and see us. Come to my lecture. So it's in the big ballroom, not in the convention center. And so we'll have some fun there. But our booth number, we'll have a big booth, and Kara and Nancy are there, Colleen is there. And our booth number is 734. Well, that's one of the numbers. It's 4 numbers, but that's easy to remember. 734, and you'll find us. So come check us out. Colleen will be demoing throughout the show. So we cannot wait to get back out there and meet people. We have not been to California, Road to California, since pre-COVID. Our last Road to California was 2020, before everything shut down. And I got sick after that. Remember? That show, I was teaching and we were in the booth talking to people. I was hugging people, and then I went to teach. A few days later, I got really sick. So possibly that was the virus.
COVID City.
Start. Yes. Nobody knew what that was at that point, but yeah, we were in the car driving, and I was so sick in the car. That was not fun. Not fun at all. But if you're coming to Road, come and see us. It's a great show, lots of awesome classes, and just fabulous energy. So we can't wait. Now, those of you that are coming to Road, and we have 2 free tickets to give away for a day pass at the show. We are running those on our Facebook and Instagram page. So go check us out on Facebook or Instagram. All you got to do is answer the giveaway question that we're asking in the post, and you could win tickets. So awesome. Okay, London Calling. We're 3 parts out already, which is actually 4 blocks, because last month we did 2 blocks. Next London Calling, January 15th. It's coming. It's coming. It's Monday. I cannot wait to keep going on that project. So excited about that one as well. So less than a week away, everybody. I told you it's going to be a great sewing year. So any questions on any of those things we've been talking about? Are you seeing any questions?
You going to QuiltCon this year?
Yes, we are going to QuiltCon. So we will be at QuiltCon in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I will be also staying in Raleigh, hosting a Stripology certification course event there as well. So if you're interested, come check that out on the website. Yeah, that's a great question. Oh, Sue is asking if you guys would be able to contribute towards more scholarships like we did last year. Yes, absolutely. And we really appreciate it. If you want to donate towards a scholarship, the best way to do that is go to our website and purchase a gift card. And then in the notes, when you're purchasing the gift card, just put in there that you want this to go towards a scholarship. And then we will tally all of those gift cards up that folks have donated and see how many more scholarships we can pull together. for our nominees. Now we will still do the 2, and so then we will see. I think last year we had 4 or 5. I don't remember. 5, I think. Yeah, that was amazing. So all because of your amazing generosity. So we love that, and those of you that just love our retreats, you know how much fun we have and how everlasting those bonds and experiences are. It can really have an impact on folks. So cannot wait. All right, it's time for some awesome fabric. Now, I've got a couple of fabrics for you, a couple of lines. So 1 bundle, and then we have a new 1 yard collection in as a part of our basics. This one has been, I think, long awaited. It is one of those that I think quilters, they petitioned for this to become a basic, and here it is. This is by Ruby Starry. So this is the awesome prints. They come in most of them are the larger. So we have this awesome color. This is saddle. We have 10 colors and then 2 neutrals. This is Starry in the citron, which is kind of a lime yellow. We have Starry papaya. Now most of them have kind of white stars. This one has a little bit of peach stars. And then we have Starry in the pistachio, beautiful pistachio green. Starry nutmeg, a nice reddish orange, almost a coral color. We have Starry in the sunshine, a nice bright yellow. We have Starry in the plum. And then we have smoke, but this is really kind of a teal navy. It's not really gray. So you would think a smoke is gray, but it's a teal navy. And then we have a neutral, which has multi-stars. So this is a beautiful, just Starry multi. I love all the colors, but this is a beautiful, natural off-white color that I love, kind of a taupe. And then we have it in the small scale stars as well, Starry Mini Multi. So this is our collection of Starry that we wanted to start with, and this is going to be great to mix in with all kinds of fun other collections. So once we see how this is received, we may add to our selection of Starry by Ruby Star. Love these. Always love a new basic. We are going to be building our basic selections this year. So this is part of that. You'll see more coming from us. But the next bundle I want to show you is something that we had on pre-order. This is by Juicy Juice designing for Andover. This is Deco Glow 2. So we had Deco Glow last year, and it disappeared really quickly. Sold out fast, and then they didn't print it again. So we're excited for this second version. These are really great. So they feel like solids, and then they have just geometric line work on top. So it's just really awesome. Bright colors. This is our pink. And these, you know, thinking of now I think in temperature quilts all the time. So here we have a nice orange, like a warm orange with the small icons. So this is going to be just a rainbow of colors, but really nice basics. I made a quilt last year from the original Deco Glow that I gave to my grandson, Leo, that he's using. Here is a little bit kind of a clementine, lighter orange, going into a beautiful bright citron, gold or yellow. Kind of a greenish yellow, lime feel to this one. And then we have a bright lime green. This is like a Grinch green. Love this. Then we have kind of a seafoam green or teal. This has a lot of green in it. And then into a turquoise. I just love these really sharp colors. we have kind of a cornflower. Beautiful. And then a bit of purple added to it in that same shade, but more purple in it. We have like a magenta or violet, and then 2 more shades of purple. We have the small icons in the lighter purple, and then the darker one with the bigger pieces. So move this in, see more. So this is Deco Glow, 12 pieces, just a rainbow of beauty. And we have kind of the deeper, darker, cooler colors and then the warmer colors. Perfect for temperature quilts, but of course, let me show you how we can add to the variety and pull my fabric pull. So we'll start on the purple end with a cracked shadow and the amethyst. So all of those purples are going to fit perfectly with this one. This is of course, a Tim Holtz fabric. For the magenta, I love the color wash, scratch magenta. Now this has some purple lines in it too, so it works great. For the blues, bumbleberries in the mid blue will kind of cover that section there, matches perfectly. And then for a more of the greener side here, Dreams in the seagrass has green and teal mixed together. For the darker green, lime green, also another Dreams in the lime. That's perfect together. And another one kind of bringing in the yellow a little bit is the color wash and the textured olive oil. So it has both a greener and the yellow tones in it. Another Dreams in the orange. Great match over here. And then finally for our pink, grunge in the raspberry. Love these colors, and of course if you wanted to build a temperature quilt, you can build these colors into it. Now using Deco Glow for anything, if you needed backgrounds, you could go dark or light. So something black is going to make this really stand out. So I have a bumbleberries in the black. That would be really great. If you want it maybe not so harsh of a contrast, go a little bit grayer. So this is Spectrostatic, also designed by Juicy Juice in the gunmetal color. So that will be not so harsh as a pure black. But another fun way, you can of course go like white, but I would always put something interesting. So this is Sleuth in the spatter. So it has these light gray spatters, also designed by Juicy Juice. So this would be great to have as a background for this, or something even more fun. I love, this is from Ravel by eBond, called Stitch Noir. How about some typography, black and white print to mix with all these colors? I think that would be fabulous. And even this one, this is Days in the Sea Glass. This is from Libs Elliott, also from Andover. But how fun would it be to mix in some black and white with these bright colors? I love that idea. I think I'm getting some ideas. Love, love, love. Deco Glow 2 by Juicy Juice for Andover. Love this.
Juicy Juice.
Juicy Juice. So any questions on our fabrics, let us know. Otherwise, I wanted to remind you, now this is usually a week early, but today or this week is a 4-show week for GE Designs. Tomorrow morning, Colleen will be live at 9:30 a.m. with a wonderful selection of 1 yards for you on 1 Yard Wednesday, and of course always some great ideas for projects for using those great fabrics. Always Quilt Shop quality fabrics, but unique offerings, and $7.99 a yard. Who can beat that? And then Thursday morning, Nancy and Kara will be live with their Perfect Pair show, of course, checking out their temperature quilts, answering all your questions about temperature quilts, and just catching up in the new year. So that'll be fun to watch them. 9:30 a.m. Central Time on Thursday morning. So all that's left for us tonight is our giveaway question, Mr. HP.
We got that.
Yeah, so here's my question. How many house plants do you have? Now,
Real?
I know many of you probably have so many that you can't even count.
Real or fake?
I am really bad. I kill everything. And that's just because I'm so busy in travel. That's my excuse. Sticking to it. And for some reason, if I had housemates in the past, my children, they always forgot to water. So it was never a thing. But houseplants have had such a resurgence, especially from young people lately. So
I wonder why.
I love that. I love that. My daughter-in-law, I think, has hundreds in their house. So I'm always admire that, and I wish I could take better care of them.
10.
I've got a couple. 10? Okay, well.
8.
Oh, none because I have cats, said somebody. I guess those two don't go together. But you know what? I buy cut flowers all the time because I love flowers. So now I have beautiful tulips on my counter. So that'll have to suffice because we're about to hit the road. It's road to California next week, and then we are home for just a few days, and then we head out on our 2 back-to-back cruises. So excited to teach. Yeah, it's almost a total of 100 quilters in my classes on the cruises, so I cannot wait. But that is our show. Just all you got to do is answer that question about the houseplants, and you're entered in our giveaway for a $25 gift card. But we will be back this coming Friday, live from right here, January 12th, with our Happy Friday show. That's going to be at 12 p.m. Central Time. And then our Tipsy Tuesday next week, that's January 16th at 4 p.m. Central. That's it for us. We'll be saying bye by scratching up the floor. And Mr. HP and me tell you have a great week, and we'll see you Friday. Bye, everybody.
Mr. HP and me.